This is an announcement. Serious cooking video coming up. The Owl's Kitchen way. Welcome back to Owl's Kitchen. It's really good to be back. I've had a couple of weeks in the sunshine, topping up my lovely tan. I've also been daydreaming, thinking about what curries I'm going to be making next. Street food style. You know, like you get in Pakistan and India, where the guys sitting on curbside and they're literally just cooking up all these curries in their big karahis. And I'm going to cut straight to the ingredients. But before I do, don't forget to like the video. It really helps the algorithm and shoots me straight up to the top, whereby I get discovered by more people. Don't forget to buy the merch. Apron's still on sale. I'll leave the link in the description box below. Right here, I've finely chopped 16 medium-sized tomatoes. I've also got here 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder, half a teaspoon of black pepper, 3 teaspoons of Kashmiri chili powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of coriander powder, 2 teaspoons of cumin seeds. Here I've blitzed up in a mini blitzer 6 cloves of garlic and an equal amount of ginger. So don't worry about the equal amount aspect, just roughly chop it and then throw it in the blender, blitz it. If you don't want to chop fresh ginger and garlic, just use the frozen kind of ginger and garlic blends that you can get in the supermarket, but not the jars. The jars contain preservatives that contain a vinegary substance, and they will kill your curry and make them taste sharp and like vinegar. Right, I've also got here 6 sliced green finger chillies, a large handful of fresh coriander, and for the chicken I'm using chicken drumsticks and thighs. I've skinned these. If you don't really want to use meat on the bone, chicken on the bone, feel free to use chicken breast, or you can use diced lamb. I'm also going to be using a teaspoon or 2 of butter ghee. Again, you don't have to use this. Right, so let's crack on with this recipe. Oh, before I'm drinking the pure stuff, I'm drinking a lovely Stella Artois from my keg, so not out of a can. Cheers everyone. I've also got here, before I forget, a small piece of cinnamon, 5 cardamom pods, and I'll be using 2 tablespoons of natural yogurt. See, I've got a mind like a sieve, haven't I? I always forget something. Right, let's whack the heat up. Handy these. I'm getting the oil up to about 170 Celsius. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to seal the chicken, just like they do. And we're just going to cook this for about 3 minutes, just to seal the outsides of the chicken, yeah? So we're going to turn this curry out in quick time. This should take around 30 to 40 minutes. But remember, this serves about 4 people, maybe 5 people if you sling a little bit more meat in. Right, so once we've sealed the chicken, we're going to throw in our ginger and garlic. And we're going to mellow that out. I mean, the pungent smell already of that ginger and garlic going in is quite something. Right, and what we're going to do now is we're going to add all of these tomatoes in after the green chillies, yeah? Smells quite delicious already. Well, what we're going to do is we're really going to make our gravy by using all of these fresh tomatoes. And they're going to break down and make the most wonderful karahi gravy. And they take about 8 to 10 minutes to break down. And we're going to add the salt. Throw in the cinnamon as well. I think once you've done a curry like this, you may do it more often, because it's quite satisfying cooking like this. And so it feeds so many. It's really authentic. And I don't know, the satisfaction, I don't know what it is. I just feel so content when I'm cooking like this. I don't know, it's a bit like the scientist child in biology class putting spices together and trying to create something that's really enjoyable. And just the sounds it makes, all that sizzling noise, absolutely beautiful. And with this kind of heat on this burner, curries don't take as long as if you were to make this on a domestic hob. I mean, don't get me wrong, you can cook this on your cooker. You can use your induction, your convection, your electric, your gas. Doesn't make a difference. Obviously, it will just take a little bit longer. That's all. You don't need the aluminium style pans for the BIR cooking because we're not caramelising in this so much, and there's no onion. Right, let's throw in some of these spices. So let's put in the chilli powder, the black pepper and turmeric, the cumin and coriander, and the cardamom pods. Right, I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit, putting out quite a few kilowatts of heat here. Absolutely amazing. Look at that gravy that's turned out, just from tomatoes, just from tomatoes. I'm going to let that simmer away for around 20 minutes, and I'll come back to you. This has been on a low simmer for around 20 minutes. I did check on it once just to make sure it doesn't catch on the bottom. Well, let's see how it's turning out. There you go, so it's reduced right down. It's got a lot more intensity. What we're going to do now is we're going to whack up the heat for the last 10 minutes and we're going to reduce it down even further. I mean, that looks beautiful, doesn't it? Look at that. Well, let's add in 2 tablespoons of natural yogurt. And as you can see, the chicken is cooked really nice. It should be nice and tender. Not quite falling off the bone, but really tender. Right, so 10 minutes later, it's cooked lovely. We're going to throw in some lovely coriander. Save a little bit for garnish there. A teaspoon of ghee. Remember, you don't have to use the ghee. And you know, no one said this was a healthy dish. This is a once in a while curry. Not unless you love your curries and you just don't care, like me. But I do go to the gym 5 days a week, and so I tend to burn off what I consume. I mean, that is just looking really tasty. You can siphon off the oil, any of the excess oil. What I'm going to do is I'm going to dress this as it is. Some lovely fresh coriander, and throw in some blades of fresh ginger. Let's just like dress this up and decorate it. A little bit of gravy on there. Right, so let's give this beauty a taste. Well, I've got some rot here. Right, so there we go. There's the curry. Scoop some up with my fingers like that. Look at that. Curry in there, look. I mean, it's just Karahi written all over it. It's so rich in the tomato flavours. Absolutely beautiful. Have a little bit of this chicken in, eh? Look, a little bit's fallen off already, look. That's just focused. Anyway, so if you've got this far in the video and you're still watching, you're obviously liking what you see. So you might like to watch these videos here and here. Just click them, subscribe to the channel, press the bell notification so it lets you know when I upload new content. As I always say, I'm out, but I'm out of here.